morning, everyone. This is the Evil Chocolate Cookie here again, and I was inspired to make this video based on some things that happened yesterday. And this video is all about how everyone deserves a fair shot at using software. Not just the people who can see how pretty it looks, or the people who can hear all the weird noises it makes, or the people with all of their limbs functioning, or any of that kind of stuff. So my day started out with trying to contact my podcast hosting provider to explain to them that their buttons are unlabeled on their Android app. I get back, the interface is exactly the same, just click the plus button. I write back, I can't see the plus button and the screen reader can't read it. I get back, could you please send us a screenshot that will help us understand what you see? I wrote back, I can't see it. And TalkBack will not record in a screen recording if you do screen recording with Android, which I have learned thanks to the awesome Telegram group I'm in. And they write back 100 different times asking me for the screenshot, and I give them the same explanation, and they're like, we don't know, is your font size big enough? And I wrote back, the font size makes no difference. If the thing that is reading to me cannot find a label on the button, it cannot tell me what the button does. So finally they get it, I think, at the time. And they're like, oh, well, what screen reader are you using? I'm like, the one that comes with the phone, duh. That's what I'm thinking, but I was nice about it, writing it down. And they wrote back, oh, well, the default Android screen reader doesn't currently work with our app. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's basically what I just told you. And they're like, it's on our roadmap. And I'm like, excuse me, that usually means we'll get to it the next time we think about it, which is probably going to be about 10 years from now. You tell your team that this is important because accessibility should be the priority here. If everyone can't use it, then nobody should be using it. So, yeah, I kind of had to spend a needless amount of time explaining the same concept to them over and over and over and over and over yesterday. Well, just when I thought anything couldn't get on my nerves more, Clubhouse drops their new update. You know what else they dropped along with their update? Basic accessibility. Half the dadgum buttons aren't even visible. Like, they might be on the screen, but VoiceOver just doesn't see it. So we can't start rooms, we really can't do squat. And I know what you're thinking, oh, we'll just use Club Deck. Nope. That's broken too. And another thing you're thinking, oh, well, just don't update. Yeah, we don't get that choice. It's forced on you. I'm part of several groups that still use Clubhouse, so I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do with my Jeopardy Club. I don't know anything right now. Because our platform was just yanked out from under our feet with no real notice. I know they were talking at town halls and stuff about new features and things, but they didn't say, oh, and by the way, we're going to break accessibility and basically throw you guys out. And I didn't waste any time in being very blunt with them, and I told them straight out, you broke it. And I said, look, people, you need to pause rolling out whatever you're rolling out until you fix this thing. Because with an interface this broken, it should have never been released anyway. If the trade-off to you releasing a product is skimping on accessibility, don't release it. Just don't. I don't care who you are, how much money you make, don't do it. And that's in addition to all the other places I've had to yell at this year. I am very interested in getting myself a private Icecast server or Shoutcast server or something like that. So if I feel like playing with the encoder for a few minutes, I can do that. Or if I need to run a test on my equipment or something like that, then I'm not clogging up anyone else's server just to check and see if things are working. Well, the provider I had chosen because they offered a free tier that's just enough for what I would need it for. And this was back before I got my first show. This was back in the spring. In order to do anything on their website, and I posted about this on Facebook, so those of you who have me up there have probably seen it. But in order to do anything, you have to solve a CAPTCHA. And it's not like the nice, pretty little CAPTCHAs that we get in most of the other places where you can get an audio challenge. It's not even like that stupid H-CAPTCHA thing that'll give you the option of bypassing it with a cookie, which doesn't work half the time. No, it's an image only, and it's designed to be OCR resistant toward the apps that we could possibly use to pull the text out of it. I sat there fighting with that stupid webpage for hours. And then I wrote them a support ticket and explained what was going on. Left for a couple months, came back to check again. Same deal. So this time I wrote them a slightly less friendly message. I just checked it again this morning to see if they'd done anything. Image, image, image. They're still not listening. Look, I don't care how small of a percentage of the population we are. This is bullcrap. Bull crap. How about I stick blindfolds and such on everybody and plug their ears and all that kind of stuff and just leave 3 people without that, and let's see how they feel when they're told, oh, well, you're just a small percentage of the population. I'm sorry if this comes off as harsh, but I'm utterly fed up. I know there are some things I know there are some things that there's no way we could replicate, but the things that we can and force the people that are inflicting this crap to deal with, I would be very happy to see everyone out there who has blown us off have a blindfold glued to their face for a week, or something crammed in their ears for a week, or all of their limbs tied together, or something. Just something that'll teach them a little bit of a lesson. I have a history of blindfolding people. So if you think I wouldn't do it, watch me. Like I said, I don't mean for this to come across as mean or anything like that, but these people need to learn a lesson. And then, of course, you know, the whole Reddit debacle that I'm still fuming over because they lied to a lot of our faces. Being thrown out of Twitter because the entire accessibility team got fired, and then all the decent clients went away, and now my feed is ads and spam. I had to open the piece of crap yesterday to get a hold of Spotify. And then Apple, then again, you all already know about that because I made this huge video on it the other day. And then Facebook, and they're repeatedly breaking Messenger and making VoiceOver lose its mind. Now, grant you, I'm trying to wean myself off of the iPhone. Because, like I said the other day, Apple has pushed me pretty well to my limit. The only reason this video is not being recorded on an Android is because I don't know how to do that yet. But I am utterly fed up with this whole, oh, well, you all don't matter because you're just such a small percentage of the population. I'm so sick of that. If we were all headless and one of you had a head, you'd be sick of it too. It's just, it's such baloney. Actually, that's an insult to bologna. And I don't even like bologna unless it's fried or barbecued, but that's an insult to bologna. So something most definitely needs to be done. And it needs to be done now. Okay, rant over. I have an interview later today, so I can't be super stressed out. So I'm going to shut up now before I lose my cool entirely. And I will see you folks in the next video.